Once aboard the empty station, the landing party found Tyrell and Chekhov.
Admiral, Khan controlled our minds, used us to trick you. But he didn't get the Genesis device. It was gone when he arrived.
Kirk examined the lab's transporter.
The controls are set for regular. I think Dr. Marcus took the Genesis device down there.
Stepping into the transporter, they beamed down to the tiny planet. The group materialized in a cave deep inside Regula. There they found the scientists from the space lab and the Genesis device. Instantly, Tyrell and Chekhov drew their phasers. Khan's voice crackled from their communicators.
You lose, Admiral. These men are still my puppets. I'm taking Genesis. But first, I'm going to have Mr. Chekhov kill you.
But Chekhov desperately fought Khan's control. He threw down his phaser and fell unconscious. Dr. McCoy examined him and found the SETI eel in his ear. With a shudder, he destroyed it. Khan's transporters snatched the Genesis device. Kirk grabbed his communicator.
Khan, you missed again. I'm still alive.
Khan growled back.
Buried alive, Admiral. I'm going to destroy your ship. No one will ever find you.
McCoy threw up his hands.
Would someone please explain to me what the Genesis device is?
Dr. Marcus led them all into a tremendous cavern full of trees and flowers.
Genesis created this in a day. It turns dead rock into life forms. It could do the same to a planet, but everything already living on the planet would die. It would make a horrifying weapon.
Kirk's communicator chirped.
Spock here, Admiral. The Reliant is approaching. We're going to beam you up.
Moments later, Kirk was on board.
Spock, what's our situation?
We have partial power, but Khan can still outrun us and outshoot us.
I see one chance. If we fly into the Mutara Nebula, Khan's shields and sensors won't work.
With the Reliant chasing close behind, the Enterprise headed into the nebula. The vast clouds of gas and dust blinded the two captains as they hunted each other. Suddenly, Kirk's view screen cleared.
Reliant's coming straight at us. Evasive starboard.
The ships exchanged tremendous phaser blasts. The Enterprise was hit.
Fire photon torpedoes.
The torpedo shot away and blasted into the Reliant, nearly ripping her apart. The Reliant hung dead in space, a battered hulk. Kirk had Uhura open a communications channel.
Khan, surrender and prepare to be boarded.
Khan, badly injured, crawled to the Genesis device.
No, Kirk. The game's not over. To the last, I will grapple with thee.
With his last strength, he armed the deadly machine. Spock checked his instruments.
There's an unusual energy source on the Reliant. Admiral Kirk, he's armed the Genesis device.
Kirk called the engine room.
Scotty, I need warp speed in 3 minutes or we're all dead.
Impossible, Admiral. The Energizer's shaken loose. There's a radiation leak and I can't get in to fix it.
As the Enterprise limped slowly away from the Reliant, Spock leaped up and raced to engineering. Scotty stopped him as he started into the reactor room.
No! The radiation is too strong. It will kill anyone who goes in there.
Pushing Scotty aside, Spock rushed into the deadly room and began the necessary repairs. Kirk couldn't take his eyes away from the burning Reliant.
We aren't going to make it. Status report, Mr. Chekhov.
Admiral, main energy just came back online.
Bless you. Go, Mr. Sulu.
The Enterprise jumped to warp speed just as the Genesis device exploded. With a surge of power, the mighty starship left the explosion far behind. Dr. McCoy called the bridge.
out here. Hurry!
When Kirk arrived in engineering, he found Spock in the reactor room, dying.
Don't grieve, Jim. It's logical. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I have been, and always will be, your friend. Live long and prosper.
Kirk could only stare helplessly through the glass as his friend fell. The casket containing Spock's body was shot into space. It landed on the new planet created by the explosion of the Genesis device. As the Enterprise pulled away toward home, Kirk gazed back at his friend's resting place. Dr. McCoy turned to him.
You okay, Jim? How do you feel?
Kirk thought about the new planet, bursting with new life and new possibilities. He smiled.
Young. I feel young.
That was the end of the story. If you would like to hear it again, turn the tape over.